Hello, today we're going to be going over how to use the tablet, what the patient sees and what the staff sees. So first we're going to start by putting the medical record number. This should be entered by the staff and never by the patient, because obviously the patient doesn't know their medical record number. Plus, we want to make sure that we are selecting the forms and everything necessary for the patient. So first we're going to confirm this is the correct patient. I am Mark Walbert. And since I am a brand new patient, I'm going to select all the forms. Normally, if it's a brand new patient, you do the medical history forms would be the first thing you select. The screening summaries 1 and 2 would be established patients, returning patients. The pre-SDOH explanation is very important for the SDOH, and the SDOH is done once a year. That little explanation, you'll see it soon, but it lets them know why we're asking these questions. So that was asking me what age range I am. I'm going to say I often exercise daily and I have more than a high school education. So I'm going to say that my father does have an illness, and my family has illness. My mother has an illness. My mother is not deceased. She has arthritis. And I'm going to say next. And she doesn't have anything else. Let's say my father has an illness. He is deceased. And he had cardiovascular disease. And nothing else. I'm going to say that my brother does have an illness. He is not deceased. And I'm going to say that my brother had diabetes. And I'm going to make up something really quick so that you guys see what it looks like if a patient types something that is not listed. I'm going to say that I have parvo, or he had parvo. I know that's a dog disease, but don't worry about it. This is for the purpose of you guys seeing. I'm going to say I don't have any sisters at this moment. And I'm going to say currently I have elevated lipids. It's all those burgers I'm eating. So I'm going to say next. And I've had surgery in the past. And I'm going to say that I have had knee surgery. I was doing squats. Injured my knee. And I'm going to say that I formerly used tobacco. It was a long time ago. I used to do cigarettes. And I quit back in 1998. And I have medical allergies, so I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say that I am currently allergic to codeine. Say next. And this is for the Espert. It's the alcohol screening. And I'm going to say yes, I do drink more than that. I'm drinking quite frequently, so I'm going to say that I drink at least 2 to 4 times a month. On a typical day, I drink about 3 to 4 drinks, and I would say sometimes monthly I drink more than that. So for this depression screening, I am going to say that, so that you guys see the alerts, I'm going to say that I'm depressed on several days. And then for time purpose, I'm going to go straight down the line of all the things that I'm feeling. I'm tired, I sleep too much, I feel like I'm letting my family down, I have poor appetite, I feel like hurting myself sometimes. And I'm going to say this is making my life somewhat difficult. So now this is that pre-SDOH alert. This is to help the patients understand why we are asking these questions, because the SDOH is super important. The social determinants of health is trying to help the patients get resources that they could need, and we want to make sure that they understand that this is to benefit them. So we're going to say I was not in the military. I have housing currently. I'm kind of worried about losing it. More than a high school degree. I currently work full time. And I'm saying that I'm working a lot, about 50 hours, but that's not too much. I'm working one job, and I have insurance through my job, and I'm going to say that I have a private insurance. In the past year, I did need assistance on my phone and clothing. I wanted to get some nice clothing, and I did not get assistance, so I'm going to say yes. And I've unfortunately missed a couple meetings and my medical appointment because I didn't have transportation. So now, how often do I talk to people I see? Let's see, about 3 to 5 times a week, and I'm going to say it's the Funky Bunch. We're trying to do a reunion bunch, and so fingers crossed for a new album. Let's see, I'm somewhat stressed. I mean, it's a lot of pressure on an album. I have not been in jail. I am not a refugee. I feel pretty emotionally safe where I live right now, and I don't have a history of incarceration, and I have not had a partner in the past year, so I'm not scared of them. And that is that. So then it tells the patient to give the tablet back to the staff. And I'm going to show you now what it looks like when the staff goes into their chart. So you'd open the patient's chart. I have easy access, look at that. The moment you open up the patient's chart, you're going to see two alerts. Boom, you see that? It's an positive SDOH alert, and when you see that, you want to go ahead and send a task to a CHA, or if you have a CHA in office, go ahead and give them a call, and they will come over and provide the patients the resources that they're requesting. So these are the items that the patient really need assistance on, so we want to make sure we pay attention to that. They're trying to reach out to us. The negative PHQ-9, that's letting you know that they scored negatively to self-harm, as well as the depression screening was abnormal. So I want to go ahead and close this. So then the first thing you're going to notice on the encounter is going to be this medication allergy module. So that opens up letting you know that they answered that they have a medication allergy. So for them it's codeine. I just wanted you guys to see what that looks like. So now what we would do is we'd open up an intake like we would normally do to do vitals and everything. And from here, well, first we're going to say it's an office visit. From here, you're going to see there's these beautiful easy access hyperlinks to SDOH and ADL. So the SDOH we're going to click on. It's going to pull up the document. Let's move this over a little bit so you guys can see. So all the answers are already pre-filled in, showing us that all the responses of the questionnaire. The only thing you need to do is generate document. And when you see the generated document, voila, it's all filled out for you. The only question we ask that you pay attention to is the very last question. Do you feel emotionally, physically safe where you are? We want to make sure no patient leaves feeling unsafe. So if that says yes, then we're good to go. If it says no, please alert a provider and behavioral health staff. So those are done. If he was older than 65, you would click on the ADLs, and then this little guy would pop up. Since he's not older than 65, we don't have any answers here. All you would do is exit out of it, and it would ask you, do you want to save? You'd say yes, but he's not older than 65, so we don't need that. So now we would go into the screening summary. See if I can pull this down slightly. Yeah, kind of. So now this is trying to give you a heads up that there's a response sitting in there, but it doesn't quite populate on there. So what we want to do is open up the tobacco screening. We're going to say reviewed and OK. So then that's going to generate on the grid all of the patient's responses. And then the next thing we would do is go to the screening, this depression screening, open that up and say OK. These are all the patient's responses. It's already generated. All you need to do is type in tablet to let us know that the tablet did the questionnaire with the patient. I'm going to press OK, and you're going to see that it all generates down here in the grid. And for this is just letting you know that this is trying to give you a heads up that there is answers within the depression screening. So try to keep an eye on those. And then the SBIRT's already done, so the alcohol usage. So then the last thing we would do is go to this question. It says, do you feel physically and emotionally safe where you live? On that on the SDOH, this is where the last question is where you saw that response. So we're going to say yes. And then you would do your normal self-management goals. Press OK. And you see that little thing that said running a procedure? That's what the analyst added onto here. Let's see, watch when we refresh this. You can see that little procedure pop up. Yeah. So that's just, I'm going to give you guys a little heads up what that looks like. They were screened for depression. So now the last thing we would do is we would go over to histories. I just want you guys to see when it's a brand new patient, this is what happened, is all the information that I answered on the tablet. Let's move this over so you can see. So I had knee surgery. See, that populated there. My family's little illnesses. And yeah. So that is the tablet. Yep, cool. So the histories, we just wanted to make sure that you guys generate it. If it's a brand new patient, that makes it easier for the providers, but you're all good. Definitely encourage you guys to use the tablets. Look at how easy everything is. All the information's already in there for you. You don't have to type anything in there. And